In this video, I will be creating this sort of warm, smoky halo eye situation using the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. For the eye look that I'm going to do today, it's something that is kind of like my go-to. It looks really complicated, but is actually pretty easy. And to do that, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. This is my all-time favorite palette that I've come across so far. I have the original as well, but something about this one just speaks to my soul. Colors are super beautiful and pigmented and blendable, and I'm a humongous fan. So that's what we're going to use today. So for any look, you want to prime your eyes first. It's important to prime just so you don't get it all melted off and smudgy and creasy and a mess. So for today, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Natural. Another really great eye primer is the e.l.f. primer, eyelid primer. That is probably my favorite eyelid primer. And it's only $1, which is fantastic. And it works super, super well. So for priming your eyelids, you can either use a brush or your beauty blender or your fingers. Fingers are the best tool you have when it comes to makeup a lot of the times. So another really important part about priming your eyelids is you want to set the primer with a powder. You can use a translucent powder, you can use face powder, a nude like skin tone eyeshadow. For me, I have a single Wet n Wild shadow called Creme Brulee. For me, this is really similar to my skin color, so I keep this just for priming my eyelids. And I'm going to use an e.l.f. small tapered brush to just kind of like pack in some color and then just sweep it over my eyelids. Okay, so going into the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. So the first color you want to go in with will be your transition shade. That is usually the lightest-ish color that you're going to be using. When blending out eyeshadow, you want to start with the lightest, work your way up to the darkest, and then kind of go backwards. This look, I'm going to go ahead and use Peanut Butter, which is this kind of warm brown shade. And I'm using a big fluffy brush. This is from a eye set by Soho. It's a dual-ended brush. I really like the big fluffy blending brush. It's actually called the Definer, which I don't understand because this is like humongous and you wouldn't really be able to define very much with it. But so go ahead and find your crease, and then we're just gonna start buffing this peanut butter shade all up in there. So when you're applying your transition shade is when you can kind of get a little crazy and just kind of slop it around. You don't have to worry about being super precise with this part. You can just kind of go for it. You really just want to evenly distribute the color and just blend it out. And if you ever get a little crazy and overdo it with your transition shade and go up too high, then we can fix that later when we do our brow bone color. By the way, I apologize if it's super echoey in here. We have like linoleum floors and basically brick walls, and my house is just super duper echoey. I'm gonna work on getting a better microphone situation. So I'm sorry if the echo and the volume is really off. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is pick up a smaller blending brush. This is the Sigma E35, and I'm going to pick up like a little bit of a darker color. So it is this truffled color. It's still kind of a warm, but a darker brown. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna place that basically in the same spot, but just like a pinch lower. So it's a little closer on the lid. And we're going to be doing the exact same thing. So windshield, wiper motions, blending it around. Don't be as haphazard and crazy. Kind of just hug it right underneath that peanut butter color. one of the most important parts about blending out eyeshadow is you always want to go back to the previous step and re-buff out what you just did. So we just placed down that truffled color, and we're going to re-go over it with a little bit of peanut butter just to make sure that it's blended out. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is pick up a pencil brush. This is the Mikasa E310. And what you're gonna do is pick up the darkest color that we're gonna be using. So for this look, I'm going to do, so for this look, I'm gonna go ahead and use Hot Fudge, which is like a really dark, kind of shimmery brown. And what you're gonna do is you're going to place that on the inner and outer corner just a little bit. So keep that really close to the inner corner and the lash line. Just kind of like smudge your brush around a little bit. We're not moving this product all around. We're just keeping it nice and tight in that little corner. And then same for the outer edge. So you're kind of making like a little like wedge shape, like a little V shape or a little wedge. You're keeping it really low, below those two colors that you placed already. Just kind of patting and smudging. And then what I'm going to do is take Mikasa E230. I'm going to take a Mikasa E230, which is just a shader brush. And I'm not going to have anything on it. And I'm just going to kind of smudge out the colors just a little bit to blend it, so it's not super harsh. And then with this brush, I can go ahead and kind of sweep the colors a little bit into the center. And just keeping it in the crease, and try to keep your lid space, as blank as you can. We're going to be covering it up with a different color. If you get any fallout like I just did, just grab a big old face brush and kind of flick it away. It's one of the benefits of doing your eye makeup first. You don't have to worry about fallout. If ever you feel like you blended too much away, you can just go back in and add a little bit more and deepen it up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this butter pecan color, and I'm just going to take it on my finger first, just to kind of lay the product down. When using shimmery shadows, using your finger is sometimes the greatest tool you have. So you just want to pat that on the center of the lid. And it's okay if you cover stuff up, because we're going to go in and kind of blend it out a little bit. Like so. Okay, now that the color is down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the same pencil brush and a pinch bit more of that dark Hot Fudge color, and then just slowly kind of go over those edges again. And then pick up that same shader brush and kind of just do the same. You just want to soften the edges. You don't want to blend too much away, but just kind of soften it up a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a concealer brush, or like a flat, I don't know what you would call it, like a flat eyeshadow brush. This is from the same Soho set, and I'm going to spray it a little bit of Max Fix Plus on it, and then go back into that same shadow, just straight onto the brush. And then I'm going to keep this right at the base where my eyelashes are, and then just slowly move up. I want the most intense color right in the center of my eyelid. Okay, awesome. So we're just about done. I don't know what accent that was. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just add some eyeliner. Today I'm gonna use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Perversion, which is just their black. And I'm going to just use my beauty blender to touch my face because my fingers are dirty. And we're just gonna slab some of that on the waterline. I apologize if this looks gross. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is take this little e.l.f. Blending eye brush and that same peanut butter color and just kind of load up the brush a little bit and then just run it underneath my lower lash line. Now you can totally use one of the darker colors instead. You can even copy the same pattern we have on the top where you use darker on the edges and then lighter in the middle. I'm just going to use the peanut butter color and just keep it a little bit more on the mellow side. Okay, so for the brow bone, what we're going to do is I'm going to take a different shader brush. This is just an eyeshadow brush from Wet n Wild. It was like $1. And I'm going to use this coconut cream color. It's like kind of more of like a bone white as opposed to just a stark white. And what you're going to do is just kind of pack that underneath the brow bone and then work your way down. So this is what I was saying earlier about if you get a little crazy with your transition shade, then you can use this to kind of like erase your mistakes or just help blend it out so it's not like panda eye. So now I'm just going to recurl my lashes, add a little bit more mascara, and apply some falsies, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I just popped on some Kiss lashes in the style Ritzy. They're really affordable. I get mine at Walmart for like less than $3. This type of eyeshadow look really accentuates more rounded eye, and I kind of dig that. I like to accentuate my big cartoony eyeballs. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Please subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. And please let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see next. I have all kinds of ideas of things that I want to film, and I'm really excited. So just let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see. And if you recreate this look, please tag me on Instagram so I can see. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.